What's good everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a lot of Nintendo Switch and RPG news to go over. But before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. And let's go ahead and first jump into an exciting action RPG, kind of surprising, that was randomly announced for the Nintendo Switch recently, and that is Xuan-Yuan Sword 7, and I'm terribly sorry if I butchered that name. So publisher East Asia Soft will release Soft Star Entertainment and Domo Studio developed action RPG Xuan-Yuan Sword 7 for the Nintendo Switch in 2023, the companies announced. Now this game first launched for the PC via Steam worldwide and PlayStation 4 in Asia on October 29, 2020, followed by the PlayStation 4 in Japan on December 10th, 2020, and the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One worldwide on September 30th, 2021. So it's about a year old when it comes to worldwide, and about 2 years old when it comes to when the game was first originally released. Now here's a bit more information on the game. Now this is an action RPG with frenetic real-time combat, visceral 3D presentation, and a rich cinematic narrative. It is a celebration of ancient China's landscape, civilization, and culture infused with the mystique of its own legends in stark contrast to anarchistic technological designs. It is a world that is both familiar and mysterious, one of both science and spirituality, one that is waiting to be explored. Take the role of a calm and reliable swordman, Tashi Zio, and I probably butchered that name, sorry guys, as he fights to protect his family and uncover the truth of the blight that threatens all of China. With a story deeply rooted in ancient Chinese history and mythology, Xuan-Yuan Sword 7 reimagines both as one fantastical and chaotic realm under the governance of a new Xin dynasty. Near the end of the Western Han rule, the powerful Prime Minister of China superseded his emperor, promising an era of peace and prosperity. But 10 years later, that promise has never been fulfilled. Instead, a decade of war and famine has left China in ruin, and its salvation seems to lie in the hands of a moist swordman who gains control of a fabled artifact called the Elysium Scroll. Can the science-seeking individuals revive their former glory, or will they fade into the pages of forgotten history? And here are the key features in the game. Journeying across China in a cinematic adventure that unfolds dynamically. Slash, block, dodge, and counter in a combo-based real-time combat action game. Control the Elysium Scroll to slow down time, absorb monsters, or alter the environment. Oh, very interesting there. You can upgrade armor and weapons, develop passive skills, and learn new techniques. Now remember guys, this is a standalone game where you don't necessarily need to play the previous games to understand the story and enjoy this one. And this game is apparently the most advanced game in the series when it comes to graphical capabilities and technology. So it seems they're very happy about that based off the description. Now, after looking over this game myself, because I never even knew what this was, so I looked on the Metacritic about this just to kind of see more gameplay footage and get some opinions on it. And it seems like it's a surprise type of game. It's not like an incredible, game of the year style of game, but it kind of caught people by surprise on all the video previews that I watched and the gameplay that I saw. It seems like this game could be cool for those that are looking for a different style of action RPG. It's not going to blow you away with its visual presentation or combat or anything, but you'll be surprised on how good it is for a game that's not really talked about. And right now the Metacritic is sitting at about 70 something or so. I think it has like 73 on Xbox and 71 or something like that on the PlayStation 4, but it seems like it's a solid game and could be great on the Nintendo Switch as well, now that it's coming out a year later. Maybe they had plenty of time to make the port, but the only reason why Nintendo Switch is getting the port is because the system's doing incredibly well and they see money there. So what do you guys think about this new action RPG coming to Nintendo Switch? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here. I found this article that was on Nintendo Everything very interesting because it is a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 difficulty guide and which one should you choose. Now, without going into all of the specifics when it comes to their write-up, I will have a link for you guys in the description, or I'll show you where you can find that. They talk about the differences, and the differences here are incredibly interesting. Now, the guy who originally put this together was Enel. He is a huge Xenoblade Chronicles YouTuber, one of the best in the world when it comes to speed running and understanding the mechanics and systems, and this guy is just nuts with his guides. He does great work over on YouTube. Make sure you guys check it out. But I wanted to talk about some of the stuff that actually changes from easy, normal, and hard, because there is a nice nifty little chart here that kind of shows everything and what's happening here. And I wanted to go over what Nintendo Everything says that you should play on based on the game itself, right? Based on the multipliers and what's easier, what's harder. And you can see right here the difficulty changes between easy, normal, and hard, between the health multiplier 50%, 100%, 150%. So it's 100% plus from the easy to the hard mode when it comes to health. So yeah, I noticed that instantly, that on hard mode, obviously it's going to take a lot more hits, a lot more chain attacks, a lot more stuff to really whittle down that health, and it really starts to add up. I mean, easy mode almost seems like it's literally not there. I mean, the fact that it's 50% of what the normal mode is, woof, that is a lot, right? Even look at like the enemy attack multiplier, 75, 100, 125%. Now, I played the game on hard all the way through. I also wanted to talk about this because I recently beat Xenoblade Chronicles 3 finally on hard mode after 200 hours, and not 100%ing it, but getting a lot of stuff. I mean, I think I got the majority of things that you could get on the first playthrough, but still there's definitely some left that I know that I need to go back in there on New Game Plus. But all of this stuff is incredibly interesting, between the enemy arc cooldown multiplier. The enemy debuff resistance multiplier is probably the biggest thing here, because on hard mode, sometimes, man, you just can't break them. Like, you just can't, or you have to manipulate things with a chain attack or have multiple people hit them over and over, and it becomes frustrating in some battles to get that done. But that's where the depth of the game kind of plays a part in there. You have to equip items, you have to do certain things in order to kind of debuff the opponent so you can get those in there. So I do think that this is one of the best games when it comes to what they did here between the easy, normal, and hard. And I feel that when Nintendo Everything says here that you should play on normal, and I guess so, I mean, I guess that would be a thing, but I will say, if you're a Xenoblade fan and you know how to play Xenoblade, I think that normal is just a little bit too easy. So I'm going to go ahead and disagree with their recommendation, just because for the core fans out there, I would put it into two different categories. If you're a core fan of Xenoblade, I think that playing it on hard mode would be just fine. I mean, you're going to be able to use the plethora of options that they give you to raise your level. And at the end of the day, when I was playing through, I beat the game on level 88, and that's because I didn't use all of my bonus XP. That's because I didn't use more of Manana's cooking to just really boost up things. I mean, there's one mission that you get late where you get these different food options. It's like a cook-off or something like that, or a cooking competition, and the food options that you get just give you incredibly awesome benefits and rewards. And ever since they fixed the cooking in the game, I could have easily power leveled all the way up to 100 very easily, or whatever I wanted to do, right? Power level completely past that. But even before that, I was power leveling pretty easily in the game because of the different monsters that give you the experience boost and the CP boost and everything. So in my opinion, I feel that the hard mode, for those that are core Xenoblade fans that have beaten the previous games, I think that's actually a great mode if you want to get the best value out of it and have some of that challenge, because I just find normal way too easy. But once again, the choice is yours when it comes to it, and I'm happy that Monolith Soft did put in easy, normal, and hard. Now, one thing that I do also want to note here, guys, is that apparently the hard mode is a lot easier, or more easier, than the chaos of Bringer mode or the hard mode that was in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but we don't know if Monolith Soft will be adding like another higher difficulty mode than hard in an update. It's very possible that they do. But I found this to be a very interesting read, and you should definitely check it out if you're a Xenoblade fan and you want to see the exact differences in terms of easy, normal, and hard. Now, I do also want to announce that I will have my review ready for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 sometime sometime this week or next week, there are some things that I want to go and clean up in New Game Plus first before I really kind of give my full in-depth review, hard mode review. I do want to clean that up, but it will be a non-spoiler review, so it's not like I'm going to spoil things. So I'm definitely already working on some of the scripting and what I'm going to do for the review, because it's going to be a lengthy one. But yeah, I do want to give you guys an update because a lot of you guys have been asking, hey OJ, where is your Xenoblade review? You know, it's been how many months now? You know, more than a month. But yes, it is coming. I did beat the game recently and I am just blown away, but I have a lot to say about it. So we'll talk about that later. But what are your thoughts when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and the hard mode versus easy and normal? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys, we've got a potential revolutionary feature in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I think I've discussed this before in a video, if not for sure in a live stream, but I wanted to go over it again because Nintendo of America recently put out a tweet talking about a new feature in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that's a little bit controversial, could be revolutionary, somewhat controversial right now, and that is the auto battle feature. So here's what Nintendo of America had to say on Twitter. When your Pokemon are exploring with you in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, send them out in any direction with the Let's Go feature. They'll independently pick up items in the area and can even have auto battles with other Pokemon, a new way of battling. So very interesting that they're doing this style of, I would say, feature or thing. So you can see in one of the screenshots here, he has his starting Pokemon and all of a sudden that Pokemon's just off to the right collecting an antidote. So that's pretty cool. I think that's going to help for, I would say, quality of life features, because this is that open world Pokemon game. Why shouldn't you be able to just throw your Pokemon out and you kind of go explore somewhere else and they can go collect something? Now, I want to see if they take this to the next level, to the point where you can throw out multiple Pokemon and maybe have different battles all at the same time. I'm not sure if they confirm that with this. I don't think so right now, but I think that it's pretty cool that you can just start Pokemon battles right out of there, you know, and you could still be exploring and you can still be going somewhere else and your Pokemon is out there fighting and doing other things. Now, there's probably a certain amount of distance that you can go before you have to kind of get back to your Pokemon, or your Pokemon maybe abandons the battle or comes back to you. But I think that it's a good feature for an open world Pokemon game where freedom and movement is going to be a big factor into this. This is an open world, the first real true open world Pokemon game, so it makes sense that this feature is in there, at least in my opinion. There's varying different levels of opinions on this, but I think it's a good feature, and at the end of the day, you don't have to use it. It is optional. So what do you guys think about this brand new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet auto battle feature? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys, we've got some Mario Strikers Battle League update. So this came out a number of days ago, but I didn't cover it, and I want to make sure that people know that this update is out, because Mario Strikers Battle League had a ton of controversy surrounding the game, and some people might have dropped it, and maybe they pick it back up because of this new update. So publisher Nintendo and developer Next Level Games have released the version 1.2.0 update for Mario Strikers Battle League on the Nintendo Switch, which adds Pauline, which she looks incredible, and Diddy Kong as well, which he looks pretty cool too, as playable characters, as well as the Barrel Gear and new Stadium Planetoid. Now, this patch, we have additional content, once again, Diddy, Pauline, Planetoid, Barrel Gear. Also, we have some more features as well. They added a striker rankings to the main menu. Compete by comparing your individual ability over a fixed period of time with skill score, which varies with your performance in online matches excluding battle friends. Now, they also added the following content to the Strikers Club. You can now customize supporters in the stadium. Access this by going to the club management stadium supporters. You can also use coins to view fireworks and confetti when you score a goal, when you win a match. Access this by going to club management match celebration. Now, there's a bunch of other adjustments as well, and this one seems to be somewhat significant here. Adjusted the behaviors so the CPU teammates mark opponents more quickly. This was one of the major issues that I had with the game when it comes down to playing, because the CPU would not get on opponents fast enough. They would just kind of dilly-dally around at times and would give the opponents free kicks free kicks, free charge shots, free stuff to just kind of go in there and body you at times. So I think I'm going to hop back in just a bit, just so I can see how the CPU reacts now at this point. They also adjusted a number of other things, the order of the characters when you switch. I mean, that's good too for just quality of life. Adjusted the charge time of the perfect free passes and perfect free lob passes. Increased the amount of coins and tokens you earn depending on the results of a match. Changed the period of time for a rule in Strikers Club, which states that a club will not be allowed to join a season if no member of a club has been online within a certain amount of time, from 90 days to 30 days. Change the number of question blocks that are thrown to the losing team at kickoff from 2 to 1 when the difference in score is 2 points, so that's for more balance. Adjusted the matchmaking system in online matches, definitely need some more adjustments there. Made several other adjustments to game balance and fixed several other issues to improve the gameplay experience. So this one seems a bit significant with the changes here. I am definitely going to go back through and see if it's a much better playing game. I thought the game was fun, but the problem to me was not necessarily the content. It was more of that you can't have 4 players playing against another 4 players online. It's just 2 on 2. So 4 people total. I'm hoping that sometime within the next number of months, they add the ability to have 4 on 4 online matches. And I think that this turns into a much better game when you do that, along with all the content drops, in addition to all the changes here, the gameplay changes that they've done. So what do you guys think about Mario Strikers Battle League version 1.2.0? Are you guys still playing the game, or have you dropped it? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the last topic here, guys, we've got some more brand new footage of Fire Emblem Engage on the Nintendo Switch. Now, this one isn't necessarily brand new, but I just started checking out and covering the official Fire Emblem Japanese Twitter account, where they've shown off more clips since the Nintendo Direct showed off Fire Emblem Engage, and I think this game looks incredible. Now, this time they showed off Vander's movements. He's the old man in there with the great armor and everything. He's like the Frederick or whatever of this game, and this is pretty cool. Now, he's officially a paladin in class, which he has a ton of experience. Obviously, he's been battling for a long time. He has high mobility, he's on a horse, and he uses an axe to smash enemies to smithereens or break them down, as he does in this clip. And once again, Fire Emblem Engage is a game that I'm going to be covering quite a bit on the channel. I think that it looks incredible. I love the new graphical style of it. I like the sleekness of the graphics. I think that Koei Tecmo, Nintendo, Gust, if those two are working on it alongside Intelligent Systems and Nintendo, I think they did a great job with this game, and it's going to go back to the fundamentals or basics of how Fire Emblem Awakening was. So I do like that, and anytime that I can cover this game, I'm definitely going to, because I think that it's going to be a great experience for Fire Emblem fans and for new people to kind of jump in as well. Maybe if Fire Emblem Three Houses was a bit too intimidating with all the different houses and potential gameplay possibilities, this one seems a little bit more grounded and rooted, but also can have a lot of depth and layers as well with the emblem rings. I'm kind of going back in time and getting all the cool heroes in the past, because you know it's going to be lit when they start showing off Roy and Ike and Lynn and all that. It's going to be super cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing more on the official Japanese Twitter account. So almost kind of reminded me of how I was covering Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with the official Monolith Soft account. So what do you guys think about all the different topics I've discussed here? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.